The producers of Harvesting Happiness podcast proudly present Positively Contagious, the mental health survival kit for the COVID-19 pandemic. Positively Contagious with Lisa Cypers, Kamen, and Andrea Mengele features tips and tools for staying sane and emotionally fit while sheltering in place. Give us 9 minutes or less, and we'll give you smart and simple strategies for your well-being. This is Lisa Cypers, Kamen, host of Harvesting Happiness, along with producer Andrea Mengele, who has come out from behind the curtains and is hanging out with me today on another episode of Positively Contagious, where we are supplying tools and resources and ideas for staying sane and active and engaged amidst the COVID-19 health crisis. Some of us are calling it a coronacation, and we're just calling it, muddling through with the best attitude possible. And today we're talking about silver linings. Like, what does it mean to have post-traumatic growth? I think that all of us can agree that we've been blindsided. Most of us have been blindsided by this virus. And there's a little bit of trauma involved, scurrying around, worrying about the well-being of our families, our loved ones, our friends. But what can we learn? Post-traumatic growth is about how we have been transformed by the negative things that have affected us. So, Andrea, I would love for you to share a little silver lining that you've learned about yourself through this.
I have learned that I am a lot more resourceful than I thought I was. Now, we are fortunate in our household. We do have 2 to 3 weeks worth of supplies that we tend to keep on hand. But I've just been digging a little deeper, being a little more creative, utilizing things in ways that I normally wouldn't, slowing down my pace. I tend to move 100 miles an hour all day, every day until I drop. And I've been more cognizant of I'm home, my children are home, my husband is sometimes home depending upon work. And I need to just slow down the pace and, help to set the tone to keep everything calm so that we can enjoy this time and take advantage of what we've been blessed with, which is the time together that we normally don't have.
Amen, sister. I have to agree with you that the slowing down of the pace has been the silver lining for me. It's like permission to stop, exhale, put my feet up for a few minutes, and know that, there's nobody waiting on a deadline. That everybody else is in the same boat. The world is kind of slowed down. So it's just okay. It's okay to be.
Exactly. And something else that I've been noticing too, yes, we're hearing stories about, few people here and there being jerks when they're out and about. But for the most part, I'm hearing more stories about kindness, compassion, in ways that I really haven't heard since we were post 9/11.
Yeah. Yes.
That sense of strangers asking, you see a look on the face of someone that passes you by who you don't know. And, folks are stopping and asking, hey, are you okay? It's going to be okay. We're going to get through this. We're going to be fine. We will prevail. It's just a little uncertain right now, but we're going to be fine.
We are going to be fine. The world will be fine. The world is going to go on. This will pass, as everything does. And I think it's also important to see, in the scheme of things and the cycle of life, as hard and unfortunate as it is that there will be some loss of life as a result of this, there will be loss of life anyway. Sort of seeing that this is just happening in the course of life. And I don't want that to come out as sounding calloused, because I don't mean it in that way. It's making us really realize how precious all of this is.
Yes, indeed.
So another silver lining in sort of the clever department is I've cooked new recipes. I haven't relied on my old repertoire. I've been, doing things a little bit differently and going online and finding that you can go down the rabbit hole and find, 6,500 ways to roast potatoes.
Yes, that's true.
But it's been fun, and all the people out there who pour their heart and soul into their passion projects. I think that's the other thing I've recognized is when I go to websites and I look for resources, whether it's for cooking or home remedies, how to keep the immune system strong. There are millions of people out there who are pouring their passions into crafting something. That's kind of cool.
Yes, it is. It most definitely. So I have to ask, what's your favorite recipe that you've come up with so far?
Okay, so you sent me a recipe for the whole head of cauliflower.
Yes.
With the tahini and the almonds and the cilantro and the parsley.
Mm-hmm.
I have to say that is the most impressive thing that I have made in a while, because it's stupidly simple, and it's like 5-star gourmet Zagat rated food.
Ooh, good. I'm glad that was enjoyable, and it's just so satisfying.
It's so satisfying. Maybe we'll have to put that up there on social media as well. Is Andrea's whole head of cauliflower wonder.
Yeah, and it's a recipe that I stumbled across online, and it just looked delicious and it sounded great. And like you said, it's super simple.
Oh, the other thing is I've been making homemade granola. My daughter sent me a recipe for 10-minute granola that is delicious, and that's been another silver lining. Like, who would have thunk that I would have made granola? So I've made granola. It's a big hit. And I share it. I make extra so I can share it with the people in my orbit. It's a nice thing to send over to someone's house.
Yes.
Hospitality, finding new ways of being hospitable and human. Being the human being instead of the human doing.
Yes. And just, when you find that way to lift someone's spirits, that comes right back at you.
It does. This is Lisa Cypers Kamen and producer Andrea Mengele. We are the host and producer of Harvesting Happiness. This has been a special episode of Positively Contagious. We'll be back again with more tips and ways to manage coronation.
Yes, stay safe and be well.
Thanks for joining us on this special episode of Positively Contagious. This is Lisa Cypers Kamen and producer Andrea Mengele signing off for now. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay positive. Don't forget to tune in for our regular consciously prepared brain food on Harvesting Happiness, wherever you get your podcasts. To learn more about Harvesting Happiness consulting services, please visit harvestinghappiness.com. Get social with us on Facebook at Harvesting Happiness, on Twitter at HH Talk Radio, and on Instagram at HH_Talk Radio.